Have you ever stared at your grill's lid thermometer and asked yourself, what do those tiny tick marks really mean? You're not alone. It can be rather confusing, and unfortunately most people are too embarrassed to admit they really don't understand it. But today, we're breaking it all down, no shame, just some simple tips to make sure you're confident in your grilling temperatures. If that sounds good to you, let's dive in. Before we get into today's video, just wanted to give a huge thank you to our channel members. Channel memberships are a great way to further support the channel, get additional perks, and access to more exclusive content. If you'd like to learn more about our channel memberships, please see the link in the description below. When it comes to grilling thermometers, there are two main types you'll encounter: analog and digital. Analog thermometers are the classic dial thermometers you'll find built right into many grills, showing temperature on a numbered face with tick marks in between. Digital thermometers, on the other hand, are handheld devices that give you an exact temperature in a digital readout. Each has its place, but today we're going to focus on reading that grill lid thermometer with the dial and how to make sense of those tricky tick marks. Let's start with the analog thermometer built right into my char grill or charcoal grill. The numbers are pretty clear if the needle points directly to them, but what if it's hovering between the two numbers or on one of those tick marks? Here's where it can get a bit tricky. Here's a super simple way to read any analog thermometer using the spaces in between the marks. Let's break it down. First, look between two of the main numbers on a thermometer. Let's say it's 200 and 100 as shown here. Next, count the number of spaces between those two numbers. In our case, there are 5 spaces in between the two numbers. Now, let's divide the difference in degrees by the number of spaces. In this case, the difference between 200 and 100 is 100 degrees, and we divide that by 5 spaces. That gives us 20 degrees per tick mark. So, if we look back at our temperature gauge, we see the needle is 1 tick away from 300 degrees Fahrenheit. And since we now know that each tick mark is 20 degrees, that means our thermometer is reading 280 degrees Fahrenheit. If this information has helped you out, do us a huge favor and smash that like button right now and consider subscribing. We'd really appreciate it. Now, let's take a look at another analog grill thermometer. Although its appearance looks a little different than our first thermometer, we can still use our same approach to figure out how to read it. First, look between two of the main numbers on a thermometer. Let's say it's 150 and 100 as shown here. Next, count the number of spaces between the two numbers. In our case, there are 10 spaces in between the two numbers. Next, divide the difference in degrees by the number of spaces. In this case, the difference between 150 and 100 is 50 degrees, and we divide that by 10 spaces. That gives us 5 degrees per tick mark. So if we look back at our temperature gauge, we see the needle on this tick mark means that our thermometer is reading 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Today we covered the basics of reading your grill's lid thermometer. We talked about the difference between analog and digital thermometers, then walked through exactly how to read the tick marks on 2 different analog examples. With this knowledge, you'll always know what temperature you're working with, and that means better control over your grilling. Remember, grilling is a craft, and learning these fundamentals is part of mastering it. Keep at it, and soon this will feel second nature. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, hit that subscribe button and click that bell so anytime we drop a new video, you'll be the first to know. Hit that like button and leave me some comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you're interested in any of the products we used in today's video, we'll leave some links down below. Hope you have an awesome day, and thanks for watching.